Stadium, where the Alabama A&M University Bulldogs, the maroon and white, have Coach Bronski Towns, as I've said, defended the heel as they defeat the Hampton University Pirates by a score of 31-24. Lee Jean, Ted Dixie here in the postgame. Coach Bronski Towns, defensive coordinator, joining us. Coach Bronski Towns, an offensive shootout in the second half. What did you tell your guys at the half after Hampton scored that touchdown right before the end of the first half to get a little momentum?
I told them that we made a mistake in the pass coverage back there. We had a good stunt call, and we got through there, missed the tackle, and then we messed the coverage up. I told them at halftime that if we keep doing what we were supposed to do, that they probably shouldn't have scored the second half on it. We kept putting the pressure on it and making the plays once we got there. But we lost containment by the ends a few times. They gave them a chance to make some plays downfield, and they threw a few good passes on it, but with our pressure tonight, it's what we needed to have, and we got that at the end of the ball game.
Right.
Coach Hampton got a great – it was backed up to the 5-yard line. They got a great play on that screen call to Coker. Can you tell the fans what happened on that?
Yes, exactly. We had a linebacker looking for screen all the way, and you see the film, you're going to see number 62, Clyde, had him, and he broke the tackle on that. He had about 10 yards gain before he broke the tackle. Then when he got from that tackle there, he got on down the field. Coker is a top-notch running back in any conference that he's in, but we should have had him for a 10-yard gain on that play. Clyde should have had me. If I'm wrong saying Clyde's name, Coach Martin told me that he thought he had the tackle and he missed it. I apologize next week for that.
Coach Bronski Towns, legendary head coach Lewis Cruz always said, only the pure in heart shall wear the maroon and white. Tonight, Justin Borden out all week sick with the flu. He shows up in the second half and plays and really helped your team.
Yes, he did. What happened, Segura hurt his other foot tonight. So he was out of the ball game, period. And Justin, like I said, didn't practice all week, but we knew we could count on him because he was a senior, had been around before, and he stepped in there and done a great job for us. Also, Pruitt came in and did a great job for us off the edge, rushing the quarterback.
Coach, can you tell us a bit about the true freshman, Vernon Marshall? Looked like on the depth chart he was the only strong safety we were going to bring to the game tonight.
Yes, what happened, he really was. And then what happened is when he got in the game, he made a bad play in there on one of those coverages. And then we looked down at the thing, and we know Pruitt had played a lot of positions for us. And we know Borden had done the same type of thing for us. So those kind of interchangeable keys for us getting in there. And also tonight, number 30, Cosby did a great job for us tonight. He missed the interception late in the game. They could have sealed it or whatever. But I thought Cosby played a great game tonight for us, played well tonight.
Coach Towns, how tough is it for a defensive unit to get a stop? You send the offense back out on the field with 2 minutes to go. We fumble the football and we give them more life, and you have to send your group back out for another chance to try to stop them. What do you tell your guys in that situation?
Well, whatever, we got to go out and play. I don't care what the situation is, what down it is, what time of the ball game, whatever. When you get on the field, play the best you can. That's all we can ask out of you. And they sucked it up when they got back out there. They done a great job for us on that.
Coach, the fans are going to want to know, at that lead, at the end of the ball game, we're playing a prevent defense. What advantage is that to the Bulldogs?
Well, what happens is this: you do not give up an easy touchdown pass, and then the fans will be mad because you gave an easy touchdown pass up. That's what the advantage of it is. If you lose like that, now your coach, you can handle that. But you go there and blitz him and miss an easy touchdown. Now, why did he do that? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play the way the forward player. Get him prevent, and we can with the big play at the end of the ball game.
Make them earn it.
Make them earn it.
Make them earn it.
That's what we want to do.
That's defensive coordinator Bronski Towns joining us here in the post game. We'll let him step aside. Offensive coordinator Cedric Pearl will step in here. And Ted Dixie, as Coach Pearl comes in, what an offensive night it was for the Bulldogs.
I'm telling you what, Lee, I'm looking at some fantastic statistics. It'll be hard to determine who the SWAC Offensive Player of the Week is. Thomas Harris, 10 receptions, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kevin Atkins looks like a quarterback coach. 18 completions on 30 attempts for 303 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had another great game, and we went into this game wanting to get Harris involved a little bit more. Last week, although he scored a touchdown, I think he had 4 catches last week, and the plan this week was to really get him involved, and it showed tonight. He put on a show.
Thomas Harris, 10 receptions, 224 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 2 passes that really stood out in my mind. We talked about the defensive back had great coverage, but Kevin Atkins put it right in the breadbasket down the right sideline for Thomas Harris. An NFL quarterback could not have made that pass any better.
We talked about it at halftime. Those were great throws, and the one he made with one hand was just excellent. I mean, it looked like the defensive back had his inside hand pinned. He reached up with his right hand and made a heck of a catch.
Thank you, Coach. It's a family show. Now, the running game looked good again this week.
Right.
Banks finishes up with a nice game. 20 attempts for 102 yards, but he had a 10-yard loss, so it's a net of 92 and 1 touchdown. What can you say about your running game?
I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. We're still making a few mistakes. I would like to see us close it out on that fumble at the end there. But I'm pleased with what I'm seeing so far.
Coach, our freshman left tackle, Johnson Webb. I don't think you had to help him much at all tonight. I didn't see any running backs chipping the defensive end. I didn't see him get a lot of help from the tight end. Talk about him a bit.
Well, Jamal Johnson is doing an excellent job. I mean, this guy's plays. This is really third year of playing football, period. He played 1 year as a senior. He redshirted last year, and he's starting now doing an excellent job. I think he has a real bright future. When we went into camp, we talked about the guy that's going to win the left tackle job was not going to get help because we did that a lot last year. So when the competition came up between him and Emmett Williams and Jarrell Doom, he won. And, the kid has some excellent feet. Nothing rattles him to be a true freshman. I mean, really a true freshman out there on the field. I know he redshirted last year. But to be a freshman out there on the field and nothing rattles him and he hadn't really made a mistake, an offsides penalty, a holding penalty, he's doing an excellent job.
Coach, last week we came out into the third quarter and we didn't score any points. We had Joe Quincy Eugene playing center because Xavier Manuel was out. Tonight, again in the third quarter, we didn't score any points. Can you talk about how you will address that next week?
There were opportunities to score points, and we made bad decisions with the football. Those are the things that we just got to address. I think we may have gotten a little greedy with the football, but we had people in position to score at least 14 points that we talked about in the second half. We had 2 touchdowns that we know that we left out there on the field, and we just can't get greedy. We got to keep taking what they gave us in the first half, and it'll be there.
Jacksonville State next weekend, Coach, here at Louis Cruz Stadium. What can you tell us about that game plan?
Well, don't know much yet. We're waiting to get the film on them, and we'll probably know by tomorrow. We should have everything in on them. Been planning for the last couple of years though, and need to get a victory. And we're gonna be playing it here at home at our place. And we would need all our fans and need all the support, and look for a big game again next week, and hopefully the Bulldogs can come out with another victory.
Coach, before we let you go, we saw in practice, and Ted and I did not spill the beans, that you guys were going to try to work Thomas Harris in at tight end. First touchdown play, it worked.
Right. I told y'all that on the field Thursday. I'm glad you did.
Oh, yeah, dollar.
What did you see in the film that made you want to do that?
Well, what they were doing when we went with our empty package, that means no running backs in the backfield. They were playing man on the weak side and zone on the front side. So what we did, line Harris up at tight end and ran him to the backside where they were playing man. Then everybody ran off, and then he catches the ball, and then there's a foot race after that.
Touchdown for the Bulldogs it was. Thomas Harris caught it. Kevin Adkins put it right there. I want to thank you, offensive coordinator Coach Cedric Pearl, joining us here in the post game. Another offensive fireworks tonight for the Bulldogs as they win at 31-24. Ted, we'll take a timeout, and we will come back and talk more about the Bulldogs' victory over the Hampton University Pirates. This is the Alabama A&M Network.